Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Should we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today? Why does my sound feel so weird? Is it weird? Do I sound weird? I mean, it looks like my microphone's recording normally. I don't know, because I feel like I don't have any feedback right now how I sound, but I do have direct monitor on. I don't know. I'm just imagining it, I suppose. SMITE 2 official reveal trailer. I was going to be like, what are we going to talk about today? I didn't know SMITE 2 was coming out. That's crazy. I've not really played like much of SMITE in the first place, so maybe it's sort of like redundant on me to be like, whoa, cool, but still. Hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow at 6:05 PM on Friday, January 12th, 2024. I think SMITE is at least unique, I suppose, in the scale of MOBAs. You know, having this sort of, well, it's not a first person, I guess third person-esque sort of viewpoint makes it very interesting. I played a little bit of it with a friend. But the thing is, we're like so deep into the League of Legends trenches now that it's like hard to. It's not hard to play a different game, but it's more like. I guess the enthusiasm for MOBAs aren't quite there, so you know there's not really much motivation for myself personally, maybe for others, to pick up playing a new MOBA game and like having to learn all the things, because MOBAs one of the highest sort of what's the word, skill floors. Like one of the highest learning curves, I think, to a game, because of just sheer amount of information and mechanics you got to know in the game before you start, like, not even getting good, before you even start like knowing what's going on, which is crazy. And I don't really have the patience, I suppose, to do that again necessarily. Or better said, there's no need to. It's not like I even play League of Legends all that much nowadays. I could just kind of play ARAMs. But I'm looking at the trailer right now. Honestly, it looks pretty good. Like SMITE is an old game now, which is weird to say because I remember when it was released. And I thought it was pretty cool. But the thing that always stands out to me most about SMITE is it feels very sort of Fortnite-esque, where the skins they have are just insane. There's like they have like no what's the word, like no holds barred when it comes to what is available as a skin, similar to Fortnite. But in Fortnite, I think it at least matters a little bit less. Like the only rule they have is it needs to be humanoid. It's not like if you see there was like Peter Griffin or Cuddle Team Leader or Thanos, I suppose you're going to treat them particularly differently. I suppose when you're in your what am I doing? When you're in your gunfight, you just got to you're just going to try and click their head, right? But with MOBAs it's different, right? Because you actually need to know what champion you're up against, and it's crazy. I don't know how clarity works, like readability works in like SMITE. Like if you're someone who plays League of Legends, there's a lot of annoyance, I suppose, of the clarity of certain skin lines, and that's certainly true. Some of the skins are, but SMITE, I don't know. SMITE just like, I feel like goes crazy, because like on SMITE I'll look at the enemy team and I'll be like, oh, it's Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Which champion am I playing against? I don't know. You just kind of have to know. I mean, you look slightly to the right, I mean, you have, oh, it's a plush toy of a cat. Like what's that? I have no idea. I mean, you look to the right again, it's like, oh, it's literally a VTuber. Like I can't remember if there's some collaboration with VTubers. I don't remember which one's in there, and it's like which god am I fighting against? That I don't know. I suppose if you play SMITE, you just sort of know, like intuitively, like probably because of like the animations, or like you just sort of like remember them passively as you go along, which is completely fair. That's just kind of how things go when you play a game a lot. But I suppose as someone who's new, it just goes like, in my mind, I'm like, that's insane. It's like, there's no way that I should be able to fight a team and be like, oh, it's literally the entire squad of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because I look at that and be like, I have no idea who these like characters are meant to be. Like what mechanically am I even playing against? I don't know, unless they have full turtle characters, I suppose, in their roster. I don't think so, though. But it's just crazy. It's a sort of a thing where I'm like, you know, if they're going to do it, if they're going to sort of like shoot readability, because maybe it's not even unreadable. Maybe it's like actually incredibly clear who's playing what, because I don't know. I don't play SMITE. Maybe it's like hypocritical for me to talk about it, but I'm just saying from my outside perspective. And the thing I was going to say is I actually kind of respect them for it, because they like hard committed to it. They were like, okay, so it's one thing to know, maybe like cause some confusion over what skins you're playing, but they like went in hard. They're like, if we're gonna do that, we might as well go the entire way, and you know, like just have fun with it. And I have full respect for that, because it's honestly it's a level of commitment which, you know, you sort of just got to commend. I don't know why I'm talking to you again, Torsma. I didn't have anything to positive the first time. But it's, honestly, SMITE 2 looks pretty cool. I don't know how popular SMITE is nowadays. It's not something I've really heard about for ages. What I do like to do is I like to check in with I don't know what they're called, but their champion spotlights here and there, because I'm just like, oh, what god have they put in this time? I remember they put in Tiamat like a while back. I can't remember. I do think that it's sort of like the angel and devil on my shoulder when it comes to cosmetics, because like League of Legends is the one I play most, and a lot of the times I get kind of I'm like, they sometimes play a lot of the cosmetics quite safe in League of Legends, because of course there's this idea of readability. There's a certain limit of how much you can transform, I suppose, a character's model, how much you can transform their particle effects and their animations before it gets to a stage where like I don't know what champion I'm playing against. You know, certain champions, or I mean you can apply this to any game really, but a game with a different roster of characters, the characters need like a way to signify them, you know, especially in games with more like quick twitch mechanics, I suppose, like League of Legends might do. Fighting games, I suppose, probably also fall into this category. You sometimes need a split second. You want to make sure that your player, that whoever's playing your game, is playing your game, and then in that split second can immediately I don't know why I said that sentence so weirdly, can immediately identify who they're up against and, you know, intrinsically figure out how they need to react. It's why some certain characters have certain like trademarks and certain silhouettes. It's all about character silhouettes in the end. It's why they move in certain ways. Is not only you need to find that balance of mechanically they need to be distinct, and also give across whatever character that they're trying to fulfill, whether it's the actual base character or it's a skin alternate fantasy they're trying to create. And I certainly have a lot of respect for sort of like pushing that boundary, I suppose, the way that SMITE does. Like SMITE, I mean, we can look at SMITE wiki. Why don't we just like look at some of the gods, and some of them like go out. What's an older one? Anubis is a pretty old one. They probably just go absolutely crazy, like with the skins. So you get your standard ones, which are just recolors at the beginning. When you get this one, which is now he's like a skeletal dog. I'm like, okay, yeah, they've still got the same sort of like posture and things. I can see how that works. That one, he's now a robot. Now this one, he's, you know, a business dog. He's wearing a suit. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's still within the realm of normalcy, I would say. I'm not sure if this is a good example or not, because these actually look very normal. I suppose you go to this one and now he's like a cartoon jackalope straight from like a Disney movie or something, or like a Pixar movie, in a casual hoodie and stuff. And it's like, okay, you know, it's definitely pushing the envelope a little bit there. Now he's just like a dragon. He's just completely different. I don't know, this might not have been a good example. now he's like a celestial primordial being, which is completely crazy. But I mean, he still keeps the silhouette, and now he's just a human. And now he's like, I don't even know, he's just like a tiny dragon thing, which evolves over time, it looks like. It's just crazy to look at it sometimes. Again, now he's just like another human again, with like Anubis. Okay, that was not a good example. So some of them, I promise you, absolutely crazy. I just look at it and be like, what on earth? Like, there's like a chibi version. I can't remember which god it was, but they have like a chibi version as one of their skins, and I'm like, what? Maybe Ganesha, sorry? Oh yeah. Like, it's a thing I respect, because like the creativity means it's much more unbounded, I think. So Ganesha, if you don't know, is a four-armed elephant from, I believe, Hinduism, but I'm not super sure. I'm not that well versed of deities or anything like that. And first three skins, okay, just like his normal elephant self. And then the fourth one, he becomes a cyborg. The fifth one, he becomes a kitten in a cauldron with like levitating arms, like disjointed arms. That's incredibly creative, I must say. The readability, somehow, it's like, I guess it must still be there. Like, it's kind of there. Like, I guess the readability part of Ganesha must be the pot belly and like the multiple arms. So they felt brave enough to take away the entire elephant head in of itself. Because elephants have a very distinct silhouette. You know, you got the big floppy ears. You got the massive trunk, I suppose, protruding forwards and downwards. That's like an incredibly unique and distinct silhouette. No one's gonna look at a silhouette of elephant and be like, "What's that? Like an anteater?" Well, I mean, maybe you would, but most people won't. And I'm like, that's crazy. To just basically get rid of that entire silhouette and just make it a cat in a cauldron. Very creative, though. And then they do it again. Now it's a mecha rat in like an elephant sort of robot suit. That one's just cute. That's just like a fairy elephant or something. And there's an elephant again. And then now it's like an elephant jellyfish. They just go crazy. They just go absolutely crazy. I wish I could remember which one had like a chibi version. It had like a completely different model. I think it was like flying or something. Was it you? It's not Tiamat. It was... I can't remember. Do you think Jormungandr from Norse mythology has it? Ouroboros? Yeah. And then, so Jormungandr is like, I can't remember the Norse mythology very well, but it's like a snake or something. Big snake, eater of worlds or something, right? Something like that. Anyway, like what? Literally the third skin is just a really long cat. It's crazy. The fourth one is just a goose in the water, and the fifth one's a plushie. It's so crazy. They just go ham. They're just like, we're just gonna absolutely send it. This one where malware is literally a load of like window pop-ups. This one where a submarine sandwich. It's crazy. That's why I have so much respect for it at the same time. But also, if I played it, I wonder how easy it is to like in a split second identify who you're playing against. Maybe I should play choose the more human ones because maybe they have much wilder. I thought the non-human ones would probably have wilder skins. I'm trying to think who is an old champion. Hell, I think Hell's one. I'm just trying to remember who I played. Sugar and Spice, like I don't know because they're probably just always humans, right? But maybe there's a skin where she's not a human. Yeah, she becomes like a battle mech here. I guess the readability sometimes gets a bit more questionable with humans if they don't have something which is quite key to their traits in the first place. Because how is this kind of like, where's she from? I honestly don't remember. Greek mythology maybe? She's just kind of like a floating woman, to be honest. With like a black skin and a white skin. And then now she becomes like a robot. I don't know what this is. Like a spirit demon, angel, devil. This one she's got like JoJo stands or something behind her, which must be very confusing, I think, from a readability standpoint. Okay. I guess it's not too bad. Now I'm looking at these. It's not as crazy as I thought it would be. But I just remember seeing some very transformative skins. But it's a thing, all these designs at the end of the day. As long as the silhouette can still remain clear, whether it be through the model or through the animations, it's not too bad. I'm sure not everyone is a fan of it. I'm sure some people look at it and be like, I wish they just wouldn't go that ham. But I think the creativity you get from it, at least on me, who's I suppose not as competitive, I don't really care about fairness in that sense. I just want to look nice. It's cool. Okay, so this is one like Freya is just like she's like a gladiator woman with like bikini armor is probably how I describe it, and then she's got Vaishni. Who the heck is Vaishni? Is this from Ruby? This is from Ruby, and she's just got like a different pose entirely. She's got like, because I mean Freya looks like she's quite like a athletic, I suppose, buff woman, and I suppose the key silhouette of hers is her bikini armor, if anything, and like a helmet thing on top of her head, and then she's just got a whole nother skin where she's just an anime character. She's she's from Ruby. She's the character. She's the W in Ruby. She's a white-haired one. And she's one of her skins is literally Jenny, the cartoon robot from Nickelodeon. Just completely different silhouette entirely. Like, how are you meant to look at it and be like, who am I fighting against? It's Freya, I guess. You just sort of know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Which is the one which had a chibi skin? I know this exists. Is it Kokukan? That might be right. He's like a flying dragon thing. It's like a flying dragonfly thing. I mean, he's got a Chinese dragon skin, which is crazy because I'm sure there must be other Chinese dragons in the game. That one looks like Rayquaza. What's even going on? This one is a dog in a dragon suit. It's just wild. This one is a pool noodle. I've got... You've also... This one's a cereal mascot? You've got to... Or this one, he's not even flying anymore. He's just walking. He's just like a dragon that's walking. I don't even understand anymore. You've got to appreciate, I suppose, just the dynamicism, I suppose, and what they're willing to make as a skin. You're like, you might be like, aesthetically, this seems like it's all over the place. And it probably is, but I suppose therein lies the fun. You might be like, okay, dear darling, hypothetical scenario, you created a game. I guess it doesn't have to be a MOBA, but something with character silhouettes is important, and then you have a load of different types of characters. What sort of like spectrum of a scale are you going to land on when it comes to your customizations? Are you going to go that ham? Are you going to go that crazy? I don't know. I think even I have my own limits, because I feel like while I do like the creativity that's come from it, I do also like having a cohesive theme, consistent cohesive theme which goes across everything. I respect them to not have it, but you know, I suppose it just gives a different feeling, and it's not one I would necessarily create. You know, it's like I don't know if you played Fortnite recently, but Fortnite also has like a huge smorgasbord of different sort of skins from all over the place. But I suppose that all sort of translated mostly into a Fortnite style. I guess Fortnite is quite cartoony in the first place. That it's quite flexible with what can fit. This is Cthulhu one. Like, can you imagine Cthulhu, eldritch monster, horrific being, and then there's one where he's dressed up in like a maid dress outfit and is like all kawaii and anime-esque. It's got fishnet tights on. What's going on? I don't know, but I love it for it. This one, he's a cartoon. This is fantastic. I guess it has a different sort of feel to it, because inherently gods, I suppose, have this sort of divine I was going to say dietetic, I don't think that's a word. Have this divine sort of feel to them in the first place. They feel, I mean, by definition, they're meant to be like transcended, ascended above mortals. You know, they're meant to be like so far above us or whatever. But then the fact that it's just like dressing up in these like silly, even fan servicey sort of skins in the first place, it feels like a strange level of disconnect. No? Maybe just me. I don't know. It's just wild. The Demogorgon here? I must say, they must be getting the bag from all these like wild crossovers that they got. Like, there's this one, Bakusura, who I don't even know what culture they're from. And they look like a horrific monster. Their like stomach is a maw, it looks like. They're like very bulky, they're muscular, and they just got a load of sharp spikes coming out from them. They look like monstrous. And then the fourth one, they're like a monstrous looking robot, makes sense. And then the sixth one is the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. And the seventh one is like a demonic Easter bunny. The eighth one's actually quite cool, when he's like a robot. And then the ninth one, he's a taco. What? It's like I get whiplash. Because I'm just like, oh, you know, you just get like normal skin, and then you get like crossover skin, then you get silly skin, and then you get like actually genuinely very cool skin, and then you go like interesting concept skin, and you go wild cartoony comical skin again, and then you just go like recolor. It's just like, what? I can't wrap my head around it, and I love it all the same. But I don't want to make it seem like I'm dissing Smite or anything, by the way, because I don't think it's fair to me to diss it, because I've not played nearly enough of it to really understand its ins and outs. I'm just talking about from a purely cosmetic standpoint. It goes cray cray, and you might be like, no one says cray cray anymore, and that's true. That's just true, to be honest. Like, Neve has a lot of skins, right? She's I remember her release, I think. So it's like recolor, slight different one. Then, you know, a fan service nurse costume, low polygon RuneScape. Then crossover with G.I. Joe? Just randomly. Then, okay, pirate, so that's like a different one. And this is like a Brazilian carnival skin. This is like an esports skin. This just looks like a recolor. And then it's got Japanese fashion style. That's like a spy one. Now she's a robot. And now she's a Sailor Scout. Now she's like EDM themed. Now she's a drow. She got two pirate ones. Nah, what? She and then she becomes a Disney rat mouse. I don't even know. Straight up, just like anthropomorphic mouse now. Just crazy. Now she's like in a dress. Like a Japanese kimono or something. It's just wild. Well, I also appreciate, I'm pretty sure that like each of these skins also have like different voice overs as well, which is absolutely crazy. That's what I respect from it, you know. If anything, I've gotten more respect from like looking through these sort of things now. Is that they're like, yeah, we're gonna push this boundary, and we're gonna make some creative ideas and that sort of thing. What of it? Anyway, all of this, I suppose, is kind of like moot in the end, because again, I don't play this game. But it's just fun to look at, I suppose. It's fun to just look at sometimes and be like, what wild and wonderful concept have you come up with this time, Smite team? High Res Studios, I believe you make Smite. I think it is the sort of dichotomy of it being like these grand gods, I suppose, and then being dressed up in like these silly costumes, I suppose. Feels very... It exasperates, I suppose, the contrast, which makes it funnier in a certain sense. And you might be like, but godlike characters in League of Legends too, and they have silly skins. Yeah, true, but I suppose those aren't real, like... Wait, hold on. These aren't gods in real life culture, right? Like, League of Legends are made up for Runeterra, but the ones in this are things like I know about, I have preconceived notions of in the first place. Like, I know who Hercules is. I know who Medusa is. Those aren't good examples, I guess, because they're not quite like... They're like demigods or something, right? Like, I know who Vulcan is. Stuff like that. I know who Thor is. It's just wild. In the best way possible. Anyway, I don't know. Cosmetics? Cosmetic boundaries? I don't know what I'm going to title this episode, but if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope you see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.